Morning students, this is your teacher Neelam Elawat and today we'll start with the new topic, new chapter, that is chapter number 5, the fundamental unit of life. Okay students, and I hope you've completed all the question answers of chapter 1. If still there is something pending, you first complete that and then only you can start the chapter 5. See dear students, I'll be sending you the chapter also. There might be possible that there are some students who do not have even the books also. So I'll send you the chapter 5. I'll send you the PDF of this chapter 5. Okay. So you can consult the chapter and you can write, you can read. Okay. Or you can take out the printout if you have printers at home. So now take your books, notebooks and keep your pen, pencil ready so that we can start. Yes students, let's start. Now see, when we are talking about the fundamental unit of life, the first question comes, what is cell? Okay, what is the fundamental unit of life? The fundamental unit of life is cell. Then the question comes, what is cell? Cell is basically, the cell has three features. One is, it is the structural, functional and genetic unit of life. So cell is the structural, functional and genetic unit of life. We'll discuss slowly and gradually as we'll move in the chapter. You will understand all these three terms. Cell is structural, functional and genetic unit of life. So if somebody asks you what is cell, so you got to define it in the same manner. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now how this cell was discovered. Now in 1665 there was one scientist who was called as Robert Hooke. ठीक है, ये एक साइंटिस्ट थे रॉबर्ट हुक. इन्होंने सेल को डिस्कवर किया था. Now there is a very interesting story regarding the discovery of the cell. He basically had this microscope. Okay, he had made his own microscope. So he had a very primitive microscope and under his microscope he was observing the slice of cork. You know what is cork, dear students? आपने पेड़ को देखा है, पेड़ के ऊपर छाल होती है. ओके, वो उस पेड़ की छाल को अपने माइक्रोस्कोप के नीचे ऑब्जर्व कर रहे थे. Isn't it? और when he was observing that bark of a tree or the cork of a tree, he observed that it has honeycomb like structures. उन्होंने देखा कि उसके अंदर जो है जैसे मधुमक्खी का छत्ता होता है, इस तरीके के structures हैं. Like this you can see. Okay, so it has honeycomb like structures and he called these honeycomb like structures as cells. What he called them? As cells. Okay. Clear? And this discovery indicated that all organisms have cells. This discovery indicated that all organisms have cells. A few more discoveries afterwards. उसके बाद 1665 में रॉबर्ट हुक ने अपना सेल डिस्कवर किया. In 1674. Now see, रॉबर्ट हुक ने जो सेल डिस्कवर किया था वो डेड सेल था. It was a dead cell. Okay. Now first living cell was discovered by Leeuwenhoek. He was the one who discovered the first living cell. Okay. Then comes who discovered nucleus. Now nucleus was discovered by Robert Brown. Nucleus was discovered by Robert Brown in 1831. Then cell theory. Cell theory was proposed and formulated by Sheldon and Szechuan. Now Sheldon, he was working on the plants and Szechuan, he was working on animals. Then is Rudolf Virchow. He stated all cells exist from or formed from pre-existing cells. Rudolf Virchow. Okay. The name of the scientist is Rudolf Virchow. The name of scientist is Rudolf Virchow. Okay. Then comes the important points. See, whenever we want to construct a wall, we will always require certain basic materials, like we'll require bricks, we'll require cement, isn't it? So same way, all, if you want to construct a living being, so we will require cells. So all living beings, they are made up of cells, isn't it? Now there are a few organisms which are made up of one cell, so we call them as unicellular organisms. ठीक है, so जो ऑर्गेनिज्म सिंगल सेल से बने हैं उन्हें कहते हैं हम यूनिसेलुलर ऑर्गेनिज्म. And the organisms which are made up of more than one cell, they are called as multicellular organisms. They are called as multicellular organisms, like human beings. If we look at our body has thousands of cells, millions of cells in our body. Okay, so we are multicellular organisms. We are multicellular organisms. Okay. Now, in the last point, you can see this is amoeba, which is shown here. See, there are many cells. It is a multicellular. Okay. So, we can divide the living organisms into two types: unicellular and multicellular organisms. Okay. Now, what are the different gadgets that have been used to study cells? उस टाइम पर क्या क्या किस तरीके से हम सेल्स को स्टडी कर सकते हैं? Because cells, they were not visible with naked eyes. They are not visible with naked eyes. This is NAKED. Okay, this is NAKED, naked eyes. Cells इतने छोटे होते हैं कि हमें अपने eyes से नज़र नहीं आते हैं. So we require microscopes. There is a device which is called microscope. This is a microscope. This is a compound microscope, and this is a diagram of electron microscope. Okay, so these two devices, they are extensively used to study the cells in different living organisms. Compound microscope, which is available in your lab also, and electron microscope, it is in the government labs, it is available, right? In big hospitals it is available. Now why we are talking about the cell? Cell में ऐसा क्या important है जो हम cell की बात कर रहे हैं? Cell basically performs all life functions like eating, intake of food, excretion, metabolism, respiration, irritability. तो cell आपकी body का एक cell सारे काम करता है. It performs all functions. Secondly, it has a division of labor. Means एक single cell होने के बावजूद उसमें काम divided है. Because it contains number of cell organelles. उसके अंदर जितने cell organelles मौजूद हैं उसने अपना काम उनमें divide कर रखा है. So division of work is there. और हर cell organelle, ठीक है, different काम करता है, different functions करता है. Like some organelle is removing the waste material, some is synthesizing the protein, some is synthesizing the lipids. Okay, so every organelle has been given some function. Okay, that is why we call it as cell as a basic unit of life. Okay, why do we call cell as a basic unit of life? Because it performs all functions, it has division of labor, and all cell organelles, they perform their own function. Okay. Then if we look around us, or if we talk about in us only, in our human body only, there are different types of cells are found. So different तरीके के cells हैं. Every cell has different shape, different size. Now the shape and size of a cell is related to its function. किसी भी cell की shape और उसका size उसके function से related होता है. Okay, like see, RBC, it is biconcave in shape. Muscle cells, they are elongated. Neuron cells, you can see the shape. Okay, stomata cell, see this kind of shape it has. Paramecium has a different kind of shape. So हर cell की shape और size उसके function के हिसाब से होती है. Okay, clear? Amoeba, you know amoeba, you've heard about it. Amoeba can change its shape and size. It does not have a fixed shape and size. Smallest cell is PPLO, which is also called as mycoplasma. The largest cell is the ostrich egg. Ostrich का egg है, वो largest cell है. Longest cell in our body, in human body, is the nerve cell. Okay, it is a nerve cell which is the longest cell in your body. and the largest cell in our body, in human body, is RBC. Okay. Now coming to the difference between the unicellular and multicellular organisms. Unicellular, they are made up of one cell. Multicellular, they are made up of many cells. Okay, they are made up of many cells. A single cell performs all functions. एक single cell सारे काम करता है, but यहाँ पर different cells perform different function. हर cell का काम different है यहाँ पर. Okay, clear है? Like amoeba, paramecium. In multicellular, we can have plants, animals, fungi. There are examples of multicellular organisms. Okay. Then what is a cell made up of? Cell किन चीज़ों से बना होता है? ठीक है. A cell basically has three important parts. Right? A cell basically has three important parts that we'll discuss. One is the plasma membrane. Okay, the first is the plasma membrane. You can see in the diagram, we have indicated the plasma membrane. Second is the nucleus. This is the nucleus, right? And third is the cytoplasm. So cell, whether it is a multicellular organism, whether it's a unicellular organism, all organisms, they are made up of cells, right? और हर cell में, चाहे वो plant cell हो, animal cell हो, कोई भी cell हो, every cell has three most important parts. What is the first one? Plasma membrane. Second one, nucleus. And third is cell. So these three components, they will be present in every cell. Okay? They will be present in every cell. Okay, clear everyone? Very well. So you will draw the diagram also. Okay? You will draw diagrams. Beautifully you will draw diagrams, and you will use blue sketch pens for headings and for drawing the lines between the answers. Okay, dear students? So this will be your homework for today. That is, you will make notes of this topic and you will read page numbers 58 and 59. Okay. I am sending you the PDF also. PDF of this chapter. That is chapter number 5. So that if you do not have a book, you can download this PDF. Okay. And you can go through this. You can read it. Okay, dear students? Okay. Bye everyone.